Hello students. In the previous session we discussed about your Adobe Flash Professional, okay, and what all we can do with the flashes. Okay, we also considered the comparison between your Flash and your GIF. Okay, the full form of your GIF is Graphical Interchange Format. Okay, we discussed about the Java applets also. Okay, we discussed the differences also between them. We also discussed that how we can create an applet, or how you can use the predefined applets. Okay, and we also discussed about how we can start working with your Adobe Flash Professional CS6. Fine. We also discussed about how we can open the new page where we can actually start with the Flash, right? And now we were actually discussing about the interface. Okay, I told you in the previous video also what is an interface. Interface is basically a platform where we actually get to interact with the application. Okay, so this screen basically provides you the interface how you can actually interact with the application. Fine. So what all options this Adobe is providing you, we will be discussing about that in this video. So the very first thing which this interface provides you is your workspace. Okay, workspace is basically the main screen which is provided, that white screen. Okay, that is also called your application screen. Okay, there are several workspace presets. It has got, there are certain presets which are actually available with your workspace. Okay, you can use them also if they matches your requirement. Otherwise, what you can do is you can customize your own preset as well from the flyout menu. Okay, next is stage. Stage is an area where all the activities are performed that the viewers see when the movie is being played. Okay, stage is that place. See, whenever there is some skit or something is there, okay, the assembly is performed on the stage of the school. Okay, some skit is there, some performances are there, they are actually presented on the stage. So whenever a flash is created and when we have to just play that flash, okay, then what do we do? It is actually played on the stage basically. Okay, where all the activities are being played. The gray area surrounding the stage is called the pasteboard. This gray area, this is your pasteboard. Okay, anything in the pasteboard is not visible in the final output, and if you are actually placing anything on the pasteboard on that gray area, it will not be visible as a final output. The things which are actually placed on the stage will only be visible. Fine. You can change the color and size of the stage by using the options in the properties panel. By using your properties panel, okay, this is your property panel. Fine. You can change the size of your stage. Now your tools panel. The tools panel is divided into 6 sections. The very first thing which you need to remember is, first is your selection section, second drawing section, third editing section, fourth view section, fifth color section, and sixth is your option section. First is your selection section. You can see here the tools panel. Okay, this is your selection section. It consists of the tools that are used for selecting an object or the part of the object. As you can easily make out from the name, okay, it will only be holding those tools which are actually used to select the certain part of the object basically. Then drawing section, basically this is used to draw or add text to it or pattern, shape, all these things. Fine. So that all falls under your drawing section. Next is editing section. It consists of tools that are used to edit the existing object. Like if you have already created an object and you want to edit that, then you will be going to the editing section. Next, view section. When you are done with it, when you're done with the flash, creation of the flash, then you will be going to the view section. If you want to zoom it, zoom out on the stage, okay, anything you want to do, then that can be done, okay, with the options present in the view section. Next is your color section. It consists of the tools that are used to specify or modify the color of the border and fill of the object. If you want to fill any color in your object, or borders if you want to make, then and what the specific color you want, everything will be provided in your color section. Next is your option section. It consists of the tools panel, displays and options and modes of the selected tool. It also holds the modes of your selected tools, the tools which are already selected. In Flash, the outline of an object is called the stroke. Okay, whenever you're creating an object, okay, so the outline of that, if you're drawing also, if you're drawing the ear of a Mickey Mouse or something, so the outline of the ear is basically your stroke. When you're drawing, the lines are the stroke, and the color filled inside an object is your fill. Okay, and the color which is actually filled inside the the strokes is known as your fill. Okay, the black triangle next to the tool indicates that there are some more hidden tools, okay, in the respective tool category. These tools are called as your hidden tools. There are certain hidden tools also present there. Okay, to display the hidden tools, what you have to do is you have to press and hold the left mouse button on the tool, on that specific tool. You'll be like clicking over here, okay, and the hidden tools will be displayed. A flyout menu will be displayed with all the hidden tools. All the hidden tools will be visible over there. Now, this is basically the list of your tools, okay, their icons and their functions. Okay, we will be quickly discussing about this. The very first is your selection tool. Okay, selection tool, as from the name it is basically used to select an object, group of objects, strokes and fills. To select an object, choose the selection tool and then click on the object. Okay, what you have to do is, firstly you'll go to the selection tool, you'll click on that, and then you'll be selecting the object. Okay, the options of the selection tool are snap to object, smooth and straighten. Okay, you can select it any of the ways. Then there is your sub selection tool. This tool is used to change the shape of the object. If you want to change the shape of the specific object, then sub selection tool is used. Free transform tool. The tool is used to rotate or move, skew and distort an object. Like if you want to move the object, rotate it or something like that, then what you'll be doing is free transform tool will be used. Gradient transform tool. This tool is used to scale, rotate and change the direction of the gradient. Like if you want to just flip the gradient, change the gradient on which that object is placed, then gradient transform tool is used. This tool is located in the flyout menu that is displayed when you press and hold the left mouse button on the free transform tool. Next is your 3D rotation tool. This tool is used to create an impression of the 3D, okay, in Flash. If you want to give that 3D effect to it, then what you'll be doing is you'll be using this 3D rotation tool. With the help of this tool, you can position you can position the object at the angle and rotate it about any axis, okay, because 3D it moves on all the three axes, so you can rotate it on any of the axes and you will be able to rotate your object. Then 3D translation tool. This tool is used to create a 3D perspective view and depth. Okay, when you have to add some depth to it, okay, when you have to add a perspective to it, a view, this tool is located in the flyout menu at the 3D rotation tool. You can create the depth by manipulating the distance between the object and the viewer by moving the object along the z-axis. Okay, the option of the 3D rotation tool and 3D translation tool are your global transform, default and your local transform. Fine. See, if you want to add depth to it and a view to it, then you will be definitely moving it towards the z-axis, okay, so that you can give a depth to it. Whenever you have seen a 3D image or something, so whenever you'll be like looking at that picture, no, then what you'll be finding is that there is a depth to it, okay, which looks actually very real to the eyes. Fine, so it's for that. Then there is your lasso tool. The lasso tool is used to select an object or a part of it by creating the outlines. Okay, what you'll be doing is you will be selecting the object, okay, by creating the outlines. You'll be outlining it and then selecting it. Okay, the options of the lasso tool are your magic wand settings, and polygon mode. Next is your pen tool. This tool is used to draw the shapes and path. All the path and shape objects are built from a series of anchor pointers. You can modify the path by clicking on the path and then manipulating the anchor points. Pen tool flyouts are your add anchor point tools, delete anchor point tools, and convert anchor point tools. Okay, basically whenever you want to draw some shape or path or something like that, then you will be using this pen tool. Next is add anchor point tool. For adding a new anchor point on a path, like pointers, okay, anchor pointers, they actually help in drawing. Okay, they actually give you as a cue in between. Select the path and then choose add anchor point tool. Next, click on the point in the path where you want to add a new anchor point. Fine. Then delete anchor. When you want to delete that anchor point, okay, then you'll be clicking on this. Convert anchor point tool. Choose convert anchor point tool. Next, to select the anchor point tool and click on the end point of the handle to convert it into two independent handles. Okay, then see, anchor point tool, it actually helps in drawing. Okay, so if you want to delete it, okay, and want it to, just independent handles, you don't want any links between them, then convert anchor point tool is used. Then there is your text tool. Text tool is used to write the text as a vector object. Like if you want to add a text to it, to your flashes, then what you'll be using is you'll be using this text tool. To create a text object, choose text tool and then drag the cursor in the stage and text box will be displayed in the stage. Now you can write the text, okay, in the text box. You'll be first creating the text box for it. Okay, you must have seen when you're painting also, okay, that you need to insert a text box first and then you start typing. Here you'll be just clicking on that, okay, and you will have a text box form over there and then you can write it over there. Then there is your line tool. The line tool is used to draw a straight line segment. To create a line, choose line tool, press and hold the left mouse button and drag the cursor in the stage. A straight line segment will be created in the stage. Like you'll draw the line and then you will drag it onto the stage and the line segment will be present there. Then there is your rectangle tool. To draw a rectangle shape. If you want to draw a rectangle shape, choose the rectangle tool, press and hold the left mouse button and then drag the cursor in the stage. A rectangle will be created in the stage. Okay, rectangle tool flyout tools are your oval tools, rectangle primitive tool, oval primitive tool, and your polystar tool. See, you must have seen, in paint also, whenever you paint, right, you select the shape from the options, then get back on the painting screen, okay, application area. There you simply draw that, you keep pressing the left mouse button and then you just draw and you get the shape. Same is happening over here. Then there is your oval tool. Same, to draw an oval shape, choose oval tool, press and hold the left mouse button and then drag the cursor in the stage. An oval shape will be created at the stage. Fine. Rectangle tool, rectangle primitive tool. Similar to the rectangle tool, it is same, okay. Primitive tool is also used to draw the rectangle shape, with the only difference that the corner radius of the rectangle shape drawn by the tool is modifiable. You can just modify the distance, okay, that's a plus point in this rectangle tool, rectangle primitive tool. Then there is your oval primitive tool. This is also similar to your oval tool. It is also used to create an oval shape, with the only difference that you can change the start angle and your end angle and the inner radius, that can be changed. Like you can make the modifications with the help of this oval primitive tool. Then there is your polystar tool. The polystar tools are used to draw the polygon, like the star shaped objects. Polygons are what? Which has got more than 4 sides, right? So that's a polygon shaped objects. On choosing the option button in the property panel, the tool setting dialog box will appear. You can change the style. number of slides and star point size to the polygon, and then star shaped object is created. Then there is your pencil tool. Okay, this is basically used to draw, like similar to your pen, lines and shapes. The options of the pencil tool are your object drawing, straighten, smooth, and your ink. Then there is your brush tool. The brush tool is used to draw the brush like strokes. The options of the brush tools are your brush mode, brush size, and your brush shape. Okay, all these things are modifiable. Then there is your spray brush tool. This tool is used to spray the pattern of the shape in the stage. By default, a dot pattern is sprayed. You can choose other shapes in the form of the movie clip or graphic symbol from the library panel. This tool is located in the flyout menu on the brush tool. You can have your choice of brush over there. Like if you want dots over there or whatsoever, you can select it from there. Then there is your deco tool. Okay, this tool is used to create complex patterns and decorations easily and quickly. If you want to decorate it, okay, then you can use this deco tool. Then there is your bone tool, used to create bones of for the object so that the complex movements of the object looks natural when they are animated. Okay, you can easily make smooth character animations with the help of this tool. See, bone tool is very helpful, as it whenever you have to create an object or something on any animation, then this thing helps a lot. Then there is your bind tool. This tool is used to edit and control the connections between the bones. Like when you have to connect those bones, okay, then what you will be doing is you will be using this bind tool. It actually binds the bones. Okay, then there is your paint bucket tool. Paint bucket tool is used to apply the fill solid. Like whenever you have to fill some color to it, then paint bucket tool is used. Like you must have seen in paint also, there is a bucket like icon present there. Okay, whenever you have to fill a color in some shape or something, then you just click on that bucket and you get your color filled. Same is happening here. Then there is your ink bottle tool. This tool is used to change the color, width, and style of the stroke. Ink bottle tool is located in the flyout menu on the paint bucket. In the same bucket flyout menu, you will be finding this ink bottle tool. Then there is your eyedropper, is used to pick the fill and stroke hexadecimal values. Then eraser tool, used to erase the section of the artwork in the stage. You can delete it easily. Then there is your hand tool, used to move the stage in all the directions without changing the magnification. Like it will not be magnifying it, but you can easily change the place. This tool allows you to pan the stage along the x and the y axis. Then there is a zoom tool, used to magnify and demagnify the stage. Okay, stroke color, if you want to change the color of your strokes, the outlines, to define the color of the stroke, select the stroke and using the selection tool, and then select the required color from the flyout that is displayed. Then there is your fill color. To define the color of the fill, select the color from the flyout menu that is displayed on choosing the fill color swatch, and then apply it to the required area. Then there is your black and white, used to redefine the stroke color as black and the fill color is white. Swap colors, it is used to swap the stroke, color strokes, fill color, and vice versa. Fine, let's keep it till here. Okay, this timeline panel and your the options in the timeline panel, how to save a flash, we'll be doing in the next class. These two topics we will be able to cover in the next session. Fine, thank you so much. And if you find any of the problems in any of these options, okay, then you can ask me. Fine, thank you everyone.